What is going on, guys? My name is Brandon and welcome back to the channel, where today we're going to be reacting to top 20 terrifying real life haunted dolls. Honestly, if anything was to terrify me, it generally would be a doll or a clown, one of them two. I think dolls just generally just look terrifying. They look like hideous, I don't know, they stare at you and just it's creepy. They are very creepy. Yeah, I will have a phobia of dolls. I hate them so much. So why the hell am I reacting to this? I have no idea, but we are going to anyway.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 terrifying but real haunted dolls.
We have friends that come up from Sydney and they tell us we've got to put the doll over in the shed before they come up.
For this list, we're looking at spooky or unnerving dolls from the real world. We won't be including fictional dolls from film or television. Sorry, Chucky. Of course, details are scarce on many of these dolls, but we've endeavored to provide as much accurate information as is available. Before we get started, we'd like to say sorry to all of the dolls for watching without permission. Number 20. Amanda the doll.
Okay.
This doll, crafted by Heinrich Hanwerk in 1884, is known for strange things happening around her. First sold on eBay in 2003, Amanda has allegedly been put back on the auction block on more than 20 occasions.
If you're going to haunt yourself, that is literally how people haunt themselves. They literally just buy a haunted doll or anything haunted from eBay. That's literally how everyone just ends up haunting their own houses. That's literally what happens.
Each of her owners kept complaining that the doll had been the cause of weird occurrences while they had her. There have been reports of Amanda moving rooms, causing nightmares, and even scratching her victims while they sleep. Her seemingly innocent face has been known to shift to an evil grin when she's in tormentor mode. Her activities even earned her a place in John Harker's True Tales trilogy, Nightmarish Accounts of Paranormal Activity. Number 19. Caroline. Caroline reportedly comes from an antique shop in Salem, Massachusetts. This doll is believed to be inhabited by not one, but 3 spirits, all battling for control over her. The subject of frequent paranormal investigations, it's believed that the spirits possessing Caroline were her owners themselves. She's also a prankster, known for playing tricks on her owners. She'll hide books, move objects, and even whisper in your ear if you hold her close. A previous owner allegedly claimed that Caroline whispered, "Make it you," in his ear, which he interpreted to mean good luck. Not known to be a malicious spirit, Caroline hasn't been seen since she was last investigated in 2004.
Okay, so it's not a terrible doll then, Caroline. No, it's alright. It's a calmful doll. There are a few dolls that are calm, yeah. If it's not Annabelle, then yeah, fuck that.
Number 18. The Susie doll.
Susie?
From the case files of Lorraine Warren, meet the Susie doll. Susie was given to young...
Okay, that is hideous. Just look at that thing. That is hideous. Why would anyone even think of buying it or getting it? Why?
It's a birthday present made by her Aunt Robin. That night,
okay, so
Heather's
it's made.
Parents were awakened by the sound of growling and a dark shadow that seemed to come down the street into their home. After that, Susie was known to move about the house on her own, move objects around the kitchen that were too heavy for the children, and pull the hair out of the sleeping kids' heads. By the time Lorraine Warren arrived, it took an exorcism to get the doll out of the house for good.
Okay,
Number 17,
so that was evil.
The Old Man Puppet. This puppet came into the hands of
bad.
paranormal investigator Jane Harris when its previous owner claimed the doll had choked him. The puppet was inherited by the man who claimed to have left the puppet in a drawer by his bed when he awoke to his throat being throttled by tiny puppet hands. In addition to strangling, this unnamed old man puppet is said to have caused bruises and scratches and haunted the man in his nightmares.
Okay, what the hell? How the hell can you have a doll strangle you? What the hell? I don't know if I believe that one. Like, how the hell can you have a doll that does that to you? I don't understand.
Jane was contacted and took to recording the puppet in case of any suspect behavior. Night vision footage showed the puppet moving inside its sealed glass case, confirming the suspicion that the puppet is possessed. Number 16. Elmo.
You can't say Elmo's a haunted doll. Elmo is a childhood legend growing up. Like, he's the cuddliest, cutest toy ever. Like, how the hell can Elmo be a bad doll? Hit me with it.
Even Elmo dolls have been shown to have a dark side. In 2008, a Florida family made the news and waves around the web when the Elmo Knows Your Name doll started making death threats to their son. Melissa Bowman, mother of the 2-year-old James, overheard the doll say, "Kill James," while her son was playing with the doll. Though this version
That
of
is
Elmo
creepy.
is able to be programmed to remember your kid's
Imagine
name,
hearing that.
James's doll didn't start spouting threats until he got his batteries changed. Fisher-Price launched an investigation and offered the family a voucher for another Elmo doll.
Okay, that is creepy. Yeah, I would get rid of that. Like, apparently, Sue as like anyone, like spirit, whatever, says your name, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're basically attached. It's just like you're in trouble, basically.
Number 15, the Devil Baby doll. 19th
Right.
century New Orleans birthed many stories of spells and curses, and one such curse supposedly brought about the Devil Baby dolls. A bride cursed by the Queen of Voodoo, Marie Laveau, was said to have given birth to a devil child spawned by Satan himself. In an effort to protect themselves, Creoles carved devil babies, hanging them in their homes as protection. In recent years, local
Why?
artist Ricardo
Why?
Bastanio took the last pieces of the one remaining doll and recreated the devil baby, as well as replicas. These
Okay.
dolls have been known to rustle and whisper when they're all together, move by themselves, turn over ashtrays, and cry when they're apart.
I do not believe the moving by yourself part because you never see it. You not once like in life. I've heard many stories about dolls in particular or any other object. You never ever see like it move by itself. Or I mean, like you never see like a doll, like, say like walking. Or I've never actually seen a doll be moved. Actually, nah. Or you never see it like walk by itself. I don't know. All I'm saying is I just don't feel. I don't. Out of all the objects, I don't think you ever see a doll move. I don't think so anyway.
Number 14, the Pulau Ubin Barbie. In Singapore, one
A
Barbie
Barbie.
doll is visited regularly so that the spirit of a young girl can grant health and fortune. The story goes that in 1914, a German couple suspected of being spies were detained while their young daughter got away. In her attempts to escape, however, she tripped off a cliff to her tragic death. Eventually, her remains were placed in an urn and a shrine erected in her honor.
Right.
After being visited by the spirit of this little girl 3 nights in a row, a man bought this particular Barbie as instructed and brought it to the shrine to serve as her stand-in.
Oh wow, imagine.
Number 13, Voodoo Zombie Doll. Originally from
zombie
New
doll.
Orleans, this doll made its way to a woman in Galveston, Texas in 2004. It arrived in a metal box with instructions not to remove the doll, as it was, quote, almost alive, according to its eBay sellers. She let the doll out.
Of course she did. Of course she did. Like, I feel like anyone who gets told instructions not to do something, that is literally a sign that they are going to do it. That is literally, as soon as it says, do not touch, what do? They're going to touch.
And claimed afterwards that it would attack her and haunt her dreams. To get rid of it, she listed it on eBay and successfully sold the doll to a new owner several times.
Yeah,
Each
let's go for
time,
someone else.
The buyer would receive an empty box, and the doll would reappear on the woman's doorstep. She
Oh, wow.
eventually got it in the hands of a ghost hunter who reportedly still has the doll today.
Oh man.
Number 12, the doll at Hougang. Found by passers-by leaning against a tree, this doll seems innocent enough if you don't think about its eyes being covered. Enter the doll
Oh,
at
so, yeah.
Hougang,
Why was it
found
why
in
was it
Hougang,
covered?
Singapore around 2014. When pictures of the doll were posted online, a Reddit thread explained that the writing on it was Arabic, meaning in the name of God. Apparently, this little dolly had been moving around by itself and talking in a woman's voice.
Question is though, has it been moving by itself? We'll never know.
The original owner claimed that the only way they found they could get rid of it was to take it far away from home and blindfold it so that it couldn't come back.
Right.
Number 11, Patty Reed's doll. This creepy doll is the only one on our list to be haunted by humans rather than the other way around. Patty Reed's
what?
doll famously came along for the wagon ride when the Donner Party made the trip west to California in 1846. When the travelers were trapped by snow, people turned from eating bits of leather and mice to cannibalism for survival. The entire Reed family made it through the trip, and the doll can be seen nowadays at Sutter's Fort State Historical Park Museum in Sacramento, California.
Right.
Unlike the others, this doll seems to be shocked into silence. It might not be supernatural, but it certainly inspires horror.
Fair enough.
Number 10, Harold.
Oh, Harold. I've heard about Harold. Definitely heard about him. He's actually, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, he's got his own book as well. I would like to read that book because I am very intrigued by Harold the doll. I've heard a lot of stories about him.
Harold's story begins with an eBay listing. a listing that reads like a horror story.
Yeah.
Haunted Harold was allegedly purchased at a flea market from someone who said that his son died shortly after getting the doll himself. Refusing to heed the warning, the new owner took the doll home. Within 2 days, his cat died, his girlfriend left him, and he began having chronic migraines.
Didn't this doll, like,
This
move
doesn't
and talk
include the
as well?
laughing and crying children he kept hearing in his basement, or the fact that the doll seemed to have a pulse. The
Yeah.
current owner, Anthony Quinata, has a YouTube page where he asks Harold questions and tries to investigate its history.
Oh, mad.
Number 9. Leda.
Okay, what?
Leda
That is
supposedly
terrifying.
an ancient Eastern
That is
European
terrifying.
marionette. At least 200 years old, it was discovered under an abandoned house in New South Wales, Australia. Owner Kerry Walton has gone on record many times admitting the terrifying consequences of finding such a doll. Objects move, items fall off the walls, and in its presence, people and animals alike tend to freak out. In early attempts to sell the doll, he would suddenly feel utterly incapable of following through.
A lady had rung me and wanted to buy it, and I tried to take him out of the car, but I don't know, I just couldn't take him out.
This is some real footage of him.
It was really weird.
Mad.
Leda, short for Leda Me Out, is also known for its head full of human hair, for causing rain whenever it's taken outside, and for readjusting the position in which it sits all by itself.
That is grim. Having actually like human hair for hair. That is grim.
Number 8. Pupa. Pupa may be the cutest doll on this list, but
Seems
don't let her
innocent.
looks fool you. The dark side is strong with this one. Built in the 1920s to resemble her 5-year-old owner, Pupa was loved and cared for until the owner's death in 2005, and was then placed in a display case by the family. Since
Right.
the original owner's death, there have been numerous reports
Why
of
showing
Pupa
me
tapping
Titanic
on the
sex?
glass, being found in different positions, and writing messages
That's
inside the
literally Titanic
fogged-up
sex
case.
right there.
A family member allegedly caught her moving on camera, but the
Right.
footage, when uploaded, was inexplicably covered in white film with the words, "Pupa No." It's been
Right.
said that her owner always said that Pupa had a mind of her own. Number 7. Okiku. In Japan, Okiku has found international fame for being the doll with growing hair. The doll was purchased in 1918 for a little girl, Okiku, who died less than a year later of a severe flu. In her memory, the family set up the large doll in a shrine. Eventually, they noticed that the doll's hair, which was originally just a bob, had been steadily growing even after being
Right.
cut. This led them to believe that the girl's
That is weird.
spirit must
That
have
is
moved
weird.
on into the doll. Since 1938, Okiku has been on display in Mananji Temple, where people regularly visit her. The hair has allegedly been tested in a lab, and it was concluded to indeed be human hair.
Oh, wow.
Number 6. Crystal, True, Monica, Charla, Isaac, Lily, Ashley, and Cameron.
What? Why is there so many names in that for one doll? Like, I know there's multiple dolls, but why?
Being paranormal investigators, the Watkins family are at least better suited than most to be handling supposed haunted artifacts. The
Right.
dolls, Crystal, True, Monica, Charla, Isaac, Lily, Ashley, and
Why you got so many?
were all purchased individually based on their supernatural reputations.
Right.
The Watkins family then brought them together in their Pennsylvania home and set up a 24-hour stream. Over the years, fans of the aptly named Dollhouse have gathered on the webpage forum to discuss the alleged paranormal events caught on camera. Most notable was the footage of a ghostly apparition caught in 2009
Oh, yeah.
of what seems to be a spectral young boy at
Yeah, I
the
see
bottom
that.
of their staircase. Sadly, the stream stopped updating in 2015. Number 5. Joliet. The story goes that a jealous family friend maliciously gave this cursed doll to a young woman as a pregnancy gift. Tragically, her baby boy died only 3 days after birth. Soon
Okay.
after, however, the family began to hear a baby's cries emanating from the doll. The doll has been kept in the family for 4 generations, and as a result, little outside investigation has been possible. But legend has it that each owner has continuously given birth to one healthy boy and one healthy girl, with the boy mysteriously dying on the 3rd day.
Aw.
According to the family,
That's sad.
Joliet continues to cry out with the spirits of the multiple baby voices coming from it.
That's weird.
Number 4. The Island of the
Oh,
Dolls.
this one I have heard of. I've heard about the Island of Dolls. This one, I know I'm scared of dolls, but I'm very curious about this place. I would like to see it one day. I'm very curious about it. But yeah, it'll be very, very terrifying. Not on my own. I wouldn't go on my own. Forget that. With someone, yes.
Located on the canals near Mexico City, this island is one of the creepiest destinations on the planet. In
Literally.
the 1950s, Julian Santana Barrera left
Seen a
his
documentary
family
about
and
this.
isolated himself on the island. Legend has it that after finding the body of a drowned girl, he hung up her doll in a tree on the island as a means of honoring her memory and spirit. After it allegedly moved and made noises, his lifelong obsession with stringing up dolls in the trees began. In 2001, Barrera's body was discovered having drowned in the same spot as the girl. Nowadays, Barrera's family run the island, ferrying tourists to visit the countless dolls. According to local legend, the dolls have been known to whisper and move.
Yeah.
Number 3, Robert.
Robert.
Given to painter Robert Eugene Otto when he was just a boy, Robert the doll has quite a creepy history. Eugene often talked to the doll, and according to his parents, the doll could be heard responding. Eugene also blamed small accidents on the doll. Eventually placed in an attic when Eugene grew up, Robert was often reported as having moved around on his own or causing creaking sounds. Nowadays, Robert resides at the Martello Gallery Key West Art and Historical Museum, where he continues to garner much attention. Each year, the doll receives hundreds of letters of apology from skeptics
you can't take a
who
picture of that doll.
photograph him without permission, only to leave, experience various accidents, and come to associate them with Robert's cursed influence.
That doll doesn't seem as terrifying, but apparently, like, it's had a negative effect on a lot of people, like, taking photos of it without permission. That's another doll like I'm curious about seeing in real life, but obviously I'm not gonna take a photo of it because I don't want to take any chances.
Number 2.
Oh, Annabelle, classic
Thanks
Annabelle.
to the Conjuring film series, Annabelle's story has a prominent place in pop culture. She even got her own spin-off films, but the real doll looks nothing like her on-screen Hollywood counterpart. Annabelle is in fact a Raggedy Ann doll, given to a young nurse in the 1970s as a gift. The spookiness began almost immediately when the nurse and her roommate started finding the doll in random places and with handwritten notes next to it. Famous paranormal investigators and demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren examined the doll and eventually locked her up for safety's sake. The doll now resides at the Warrens Occult Museum.
Cool.
However, she's still been attributed responsibility for numerous attacks and at least one death. Number 1. Mandy. Topping our list is a doll who seems to possess all powers and abilities of every aforementioned doll combined.
Okay.
Mandy. Her last owner could not stand the constant crying noises, but the sheer number of reported incidents, especially since the porcelain doll was donated to the Canadian Museum in 1991, is staggering. Objects disappear or move, tapping is heard on her case, cameras and electronic devices malfunction, footsteps are heard in the night, and people report seeing her move and blink. Mandy does it all. While her antics don't seem evil, she is certainly an attention seeker. The staff keeps her far away from the other dolls, as any nearby doll displays tend to get broken or damaged.
Okay, so from what I've heard from Mandy, like, loads of other dolls compared to her, like, they basically do the same thing. So my question is, why is she particularly number 1 or like the worst case doll? Out of all of them, I feel like maybe Harold the doll sounds bad, or the one that shangled the neck. That's it. Yeah, I think the one that shangled the neck could be like the worst one on that list, because that's horrifying. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about dolls moving or whatever. I think I'm not believing that kind of stuff. But I do keep an open mind to it, and I'm curious. If this video gets, let's go with 10 likes, because let's be honest, that is rare for me nowadays. If this video gets 10 likes, I will purchase from eBay a haunted doll and open it up on camera. So if you guys want to see that happen, then make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. But that is all from me today, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Take care. Goodbye.